Aerotype Stromberg 2-barrel. It goes to my 51 Commander Starlight coupe. I have to boil it on the stove to get any grit out or residue or whatever is in there instead of using carburetor dip. Alright, here's the solution after it's been boiled down. This is all the stuff that was in the carburetor. So this is a simple green. I use simple green and water and boiled the carburetor on my stove. Yep, there's some sand right there. So I'm putting the carb back together now, and that unidentified number that I couldn't see yesterday is a 56. And then I was able to get that screen and that clip back in without much trouble. I used a little socket like this, and I pushed the clip down inside. It pretty much sits flush, but it's back in. And then on the base, the question was, why does the base have these two holes in it? There's one there, and there's one there, and they go through on both sides. And that's not the only one. The other base I have has the same thing. So that's been sandblasted, and then I put clear coat on it because I didn't want to paint it some color. And then I put the brass fitting back in and the two idle mixture screws. And here's why you don't want to take the throttle plates out anyway, because the screws are peened over severely on the inside. So this is back together. And now I'm continuing on with the main body. And now I'm putting in the emulsion tubes and the main jet. And the main jet is stamped 044. On both of them. And these aren't stamped with anything. And they only got holes in one side. There's a little hole at the bottom there. So I got those back in and they're tightened. I used those pliers, the ones that were made in Taiwan, that they're pretty rigid, Ace Hardware. And then I put the two, I guess they're going to be idle jets at the top. Those are back in. This part with the ball bearing, it's got the part which looks like that. It's got the screw and it's got a fiber washer, and then under here it's got a gasket with 3 holes in it. This one here, and then the part, and it all gets tightened in. There's a ball bearing, a tiny ball bearing, the 1/8 inch one that goes down to bottom. And then I got this ball bearing and the clip back in this one, in the accelerator pump. I'm putting the old style needle and seat because it's in good shape, and the better float that I've got because it's a lot prettier than the other one. So yesterday I measured with the caliper the diameter of the accelerator pump. So I went to see Burl, and he said, "Oh no, you don't put that thing in gasoline. You get to put oil on it to absorb the oil." So listen what it sounds like now. So it was 30 thousandths too small, and he ran a tool around on the inside here and put oil on it. So when I go put it in my carburetor, listen to this. You can actually hear it working. And what I can see is down inside of here where this spring is, not spring, but I can see it. It's got to be where the gasoline goes in for the accelerator pump. So I got that. I got most of the carburetor put back together. And then he also dug around in another kit and he found me these washers for the plug that go on the bottom. These plugs here. Alright, now I cleaned all the screws up and they've been sitting over here in lacquer thinner for days. Uh-oh. Forgot to put my spring back underneath the accelerator pump. So we got to take that off again, put it back on. And when I get all done, I'm going to spray it again with clear lacquer. Screwdriver's too fat. I'll use my baby screwdriver just to spin them in with. So I'm going to tighten from the inside out. Not that it really makes any difference because, you know, it's a casting and it's rigid. Not like it's a cylinder head. Alright, then I'm going to put those screws in the bottom. It's annoying when the parts fly away. They just go anywhere and you don't find them again. Alright, so now I'm going to put the copper washers in here. And this one is also convex concave. Uh-oh. But I think it's too big. It's definitely too big. Right, those two have the best fit. And if it leaks, we'll take them off and put the new ones in when I get the kit. Hopefully they're in the kit. Alright, I'm going to tighten that up. Alright, now I gotta flip this over again, and what a beautiful rebuild that is. Wow. And now I gotta fix my accelerator pump, because apparently it's not gonna go together. Don't forget, righty loosey. Alright, perfect. And I put silicone grease in there. Alright, so I got the carb all back together. And all the linkage on. And I still have to... I think I got that set correctly now. And I got the throttle hooked up so the accelerator pump moves, and the choke will idle. This thing's confusing because this thing spins all around in circles when you don't have the linkage on. This thing's got a mind of its own. And once you put the linkage on, it sets itself, where the throttle shaft is no good. But anyway, here's those holes that I was talking about. In this base, you can see the light right through there. Goes straight into the... It's got them on both sides. And they're about 3/32 of an inch. And they're only... They're not very... They're just the thickness of the casting. And they're above the throttle plate. So if somebody knows, can give me a definite answer on why they put these in, and I don't see them on any other, never, ever, any other carburetor that I've worked on. After reading my manual, I guess I know nothing about carburetors, because I didn't do any of these procedures that it talks about in the shop manual. Did not adjust the float level. I did not, you know, this and that. I did not adjust the choke correctly,